Actually, while I'm here, I might as well tell you about just the other day. I was walking past Egger in Hexham. All right, good. Matt's just abbed down off the top there. Yeah, and I was just walking past on my way to Davy Dixon's, who sell like chainsaw and gardening equipment and stuff, and stopped to take a phone call. Pretty much like right outside of Egger. The phone, my phone, it's on its last legs. Really, if I'm going to hear anybody, I really have to put them on speakerphone because the little earpiece there, it's just been so clogged up with dust and chalk and moisture and stuff from, well, like being out places like this and doing things like rock climbing. I guess the way I was holding the phone to talk to somebody, it might have looked like I was taking a video, but it certainly riled up one employee. So you're right. Hikers just behind the wall there stopped to say hello. You can hear the mutter and murmur of hikers and walkers as they walk past behind the wall, and every now and then they'll pop their head up above the wall, and their voice is like a big, loud, booming voice, and it sometimes makes you jump because you don't expecting it. Anyway, the encounter at Egger. So this guy was, sort of hanging around a lot. He sort of slowly took a walk past me, and I couldn't see him, but I could feel him watching what I was doing. I sort of kept an eye on him as he crossed the road back towards work. He loitered around the outside for a bit, like, looking at me and playing with his phone, and kept lifting it up, and I swear he was taking a picture. So that's when I asked him. Did I see you take me picture?
Did I take your picture?
Yeah.
No.
Oh, it just looked like you were taking a picture. It looked like she was taking a picture too.
Just looking at my phone. What are you doing? Are you videoing the plant?
I don't answer questions.
Sorry?
I don't answer questions.
Are they not?
No.
Are you taking video footage of the facility?
Yeah.
Why are you doing that?
I've got my reasons.
Yeah. What are they?
I don't answer questions.
Are they not?
No.
Okay.
I mean,
are you here in some sort of capacity as a driver, or
a driver?
are you a lorry driver, or?
I don't answer questions.
You don't answer. All right. All right,
I'm just a private individual.
I'll ask the security people to come and have a word with you
Why is that?
to see why you're taking footage of our facilities.
Am I not allowed to?
I wouldn't have thought so. Not without declaring why.
Why is that? Like, why?
Why's that? Because it's our property.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm not on your property.
So how do we know why you're using that footage? It could be for malicious purposes. You could be a terrorist, for example.
Why do you want to
planning
assume
some sort of attack on the
Right.
premises?
So why do you want to assume only bad things?
We need to know.
What
I
for?
can only assume if you won't answer
But why
questions.
don't you want to assume any good things? Like
Well,
what?
because you won't tell us.
Maybe
I
it's.
can only assume that the reason you don't want to declare why you're doing it.
Well, that's
is
because
you've
I've
something
got
to hide.
like I'm just a private individual.
Yeah, so
in
private
public,
individuals don't normally
and-
just walk along the street and take video footage
They
of
quite
our
often.
factory.
They quite well, maybe not of your factory,
And
but
even more so, if they were doing that, then they would probably declare and say, well, the reason I'm doing this is because of this.
yeah.
If they say, I don't answer questions, then that suggests that up to something that's not really in the interest of certainly us.
I just don't answer questions for the same reason
Send the
that
security people and I'll ring the police. You
Why?
might answer their questions.
I don't answer. I certainly don't answer questions to the police.
All right, well there you go then, that's fine.
So like
Well,
I'm a private.
I'll leave it with them.
I'm a
You're
private
a
individual.
private individual
in a public space.
infringing on our property
I'm
by
not-
taking,
I'm not on your
by
property.
taking without permission video footage.
I don't need your
of our-
permission. Why would I need your permission?
to take footage of our premises.
Yeah.
Of course you do.
Why? Who says?
Because we're just
Like-
going to our old ground because
I haven't established
you
this
may
yet.
be using that footage
But-
for ulterior purposes.
So
You
what is
could
it?
Be,
So
you
is
could
there?
be a terrorist. You could be somebody
Okay,
planning
so
a
he-
malicious attack.
Here again, why do you want to assume I'm a terrorist?
I'm
Just-
not assuming that. You won't answer the questions. So
I don't
I've
have
got
to.
make assumptions.
I'm only not answering questions because I don't have to answer questions.
Okay, well,
You're a,
that's your position.
You're-
and that's
you're-
fine.
I can see your work
my,
here, so,
my
like-
position is, I'll go and inform the security, and they'll decide what to do.
so what do you think they can do?
I don't answer questions to you. You see, it works both
Ah,
ways.
but the thing is, you're clearly working for Egger,
Yeah.
so you're acting on behalf of a private company.
I'm asking you why you take footage of our premises, that's all.
I don't have to answer your questions. So
That's fair enough.
I don't have to. That's
Right,
the thing.
so the conversation's over.
Right. Okay.
I'll go and inform our security, and I'll leave it with them.
All right.
Okay?
I'm just perplexed. Like, what do
Well,
you think
I'm
security
perplexed
can do?
why you don't
I mean,
answer
is this-
questions, because
like-
if you don't have an ulterior motive, you would say, oh, I'm just interested in the landscape,
It's just
or I'm
you're
just
being
interested
like,
in this.
I'm trying to be as friendly as I can about this, and you're being quite aggressive.
I'm not.
It's like you're like your voice is raised above mine, and you know you're
I'm-
accusing me of being
all
a
I'm doing
terrorist.
is
You know,
politely asking you why you're taking footage of the premises.
I have my
And-
reasons.
And,
I
your
just,
aggressive response is,
It's
I
not
don't answer
aggressive.
questions.
It's
I
not
don't
aggressive.
answer questions.
how have I been aggressive? Just so like you interpret me exercising.
Exactly.
Wait a
Same
minute,
as
let
you're
me finish.
interpreting me.
So you
I'm
no.
interpreting.
So all I'm doing is just exercising my right. I'm in and silence. Like I don't have to answer your questions because you're working for a private company. I don't have to give you anything.
I'm not-
And you've interpreted that as aggression. Really?
No. What I'm interpreting is the way you're responding, which is I don't answer questions.
Well, I don't. It's like you're not going to get an answer out of me, so I might as well just cut straight to the chase and just say I don't answer questions.
That's what I'm doing. What I'm cutting to the chase is I'm
But,
saying
like,
to you,
it's just
okay,
because-
I've asked you politely, you're
Uh,
refusing to answer a question, so I'll pass it
No,
on
it's
to
just
security people.
it's only maybe I would have been maybe more inclined to answer your questions if maybe you approached me a bit more
That was
friendly.
your
and-
starting position. I didn't approach you. You approached
You
me.
were clearly taking a picture
No,
of
I
me, which
wasn't. You approached me.
You lifted
and
your phone
you
up
said, "Are
in a
you taking
way-
a photo of me?"
yeah,
Yeah. So you started this conversation, not me.
right.
Is that right or
you,
wrong?
You were taking an interest.
Is
in
that
me.
wrong or right?
Oh,
Right or
well,
wrong?
you were taking a
I
defined
took an
interest,
interest in
me.
you at the point when you
So-
called us back across the road.
Because you were I couldn't hear you across the traffic.
I had nothing to say to you.
Well, you got some questions to ask, haven't you?
No, only because you called me back across the road.
You clearly seem to have a distinctive interest in
No,
me.
I had no interest in you whatsoever.
You were loitering
I
around
thought
there
you were
for
a
a fair
person
bit.
standing at the bus stop.
Yeah. So
I
why
was
can't
loitering.
I be?
Is that an accusation? I'm loitering around your own premises
You're,
where I
why,
work.
why can't I make accusations? You're making accusations against me.
No, I'm not. I'm
In
not
fact, your
making-
accusations
I'm not
are-
making any. I'm not
Your-
making accusations. You've accused us of making assumptions.
You've accused me of being a terrorist.
No, I haven't.
Well, you've
No,
heavily
I absolutely have not.
you've heavily implied it.
I absolutely have.
So
not.
you don't think I'm a
I've
terrorist?
asked you to clarify. I absolutely don't think you're a terrorist. However, you will refuse to clarify why you're taking footage of these premises.
Refuse. That's a strong word. I decline.
I don't answer questions.
You see, like, so I've come across this word refuse a lot before,
I'll have you.
even within your organisation.
All right.
And to refuse something means it's demanded in the first place. You can't make demands. You can
I'm not
request.
making any demands. I'm inviting you to
You can
explain
yeah,
why
exactly.
you
You
stand
can
here.
you can request,
You've
and I
politely
decline.
declined.
And I declined the
Exactly.
request. Yeah.
So the only reason this conversation's been extended is because.
So it's just it's your word of it's your use of the word
It's not
refuse,
my-
which suggests in your head
at
that
the
you were
point that
you
I
were
said to you, okay, I'll walk away, I'll pass it on to security and see what they decide to do. You've extended the conversation beyond that, not me. You started the conversation, or extended the conversation, not me.
I don't think I started anything. I'm just
You called me back across the road.
That's because you clearly had something to
started with
say.
an accusation by saying to them two ladies,
was
is he taking a photo of me? Is I believe what they said.
well,
but
how is
what-
that an accusation? I mean, accusing you of taking a photo?
Why would you think I was taking a photo of
That's
you?
not an accusation.
I've got no
There's
interest
no-
in you. Why
there's-
would you think that I was taking a photograph of
Do
you?
you think it's not okay to take a photograph of me?
I've got no interest in taking
So,
a
but-
photograph
but-
of you.
You're using that word accused in connection with taking a photograph of someone, so that must be
No, no,
that you must have a negative asphyxiation with it.
You started that conversation by suggesting to them that I was taking a photograph
I
of you.
can ask
Why would you
questions.
think that?
Because it looked like you were taking
Well,
a
you can ask
photograph.
questions, but you don't
You had
answer
your
them.
you had your phone
You
raised
think
up.
that's reasonable to
rather
ask
quite
questions
vertically.
but not answer them?
Well, the difference is you're acting on behalf of a private institution.
I'm not.
I'm just
I had no interest.
private
in you.
individual.
I was going back to my work, and I was called back across the road by you.
no, because you were standing there for quite a long time
Was
looking
that-
at me. Yeah,
In your opinion, that's what I was doing.
in my observation. Yeah,
In your observation, and is your observation right? Is it?
according to me, yeah.
So I'm saying that's not what I'm doing. You're saying that's what I was doing. You called me back across the road. I had no interest in you as an individual.
Okay, if you say so.
No, that's exactly.
I
what
just
said.
you seem to be
I'll go back the
looking.
way I finished before.
Yeah.
I'll go make the security people aware that you're taking footage for whatever means of our facility,
Go ahead.
and I'll leave it with them.
Fine,
Okay.
that's just me. Yeah.
Have a nice day.
Right, you see. What's your name?
Sorry?
What's your name?
I don't answer questions.
Are you one of the directors, aren't
What's
you?
your name?
Yeah, I'm not going to give you my name.
So I'm not going to give you my
I
name.
don't have to.
I don't have to.
I know you don't, but I can still ask.
You contradict yourself constantly, man.
How am I contradicting myself?
You're creating
I haven't
boundaries that
said
say,
that
I
you-
don't do this, I don't do that,
Yeah.
but I expect you to do it.
I'm not expecting it. I'm just
Of
asking
course you
for
are.
it.
Well, I'm not telling you what my name is.
That's fair enough.
I'm not telling you what my job is. I had no interest in you. You called me back across the road. You've got the problem, not me.
I've got a problem. That's not very nice. I mean, do you think
I
is
don't
this?
know who you are.
It doesn't matter
know
who I
why
am.
you're here.
But you're making
So
accusations.
I've got no reason to be nasty to you. I've got no reason
But
to be
you are.
nice to
You
you.
are being quite
You're
nasty,
just-
though.
I'm
You are
not-
being quite
I'm
nasty.
not.
I mean, I don't really think you're representing the company in a
I'm
very
not
good light,
representing
really.
the company.
You're wearing the
I'm
logo on
wearing
your
a logo.
on your
I'm
high
not
vis.
representing the company in this conversation.
I would disagree
Well, they entirely disagree. That's entirely up to you.
because
I
to
think
me
you've clearly
me
got nothing better
like
to do.
to me I'm just waiting for a bus,
argue
mate.
with people.
But to me you're representing the company. To me, that's how I feel. So therefore you are.
That's entirely up to you.
And this is the way I can expect to engage with anybody who works at EGA.
No idea.
This is
I don't speak for other people in there.
okay. Then. That's fair enough.
I'm not a representative of the company.
You're
I'm
wearing-
an employee of the company.
Oh,
There's a
you're-
difference.
But it is actually the same thing.
It's not.
You're representing them.
No,
you're
I'm
wearing
No, I'm not.
you're covered in the brand.
Oh, I've got it.
I wouldn't know you. I wouldn't have connected you with EGA if you weren't wearing the logo on your high
Well,
vis.
that's very clever of you.
So it's like
I'll go and tell the security and then we'll see.
oh, well,
Have a nice day.
you too. That's insane.